Welcome, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by once again, coming your way with a little bit of Crystal Lake series news. If you guys aren't aware, I'm sure you are if you're watching this video, but if you aren't aware, it was announced I think sometime last year towards the end of 2022 that they were going to, Peacock had bought I guess at least one season of a Friday the 13th series to be streamed exclusively on Peacock. Basically the series being called Crystal Lake. From what we know now, we being me, from what I know and all of us, you watching and stuff, know so far about the series, is it might be something like the Chucky series, where it might have some, maybe it might be like a prequel slash, we don't even know what the hell it is. I think they're calling it like a prequel series, so it might delve into the past, you know, goings on before the first film even existed, which may or may not be cool. As a huge Friday the 13th fan, I'm not expecting much from this, but I have to admit, as the months and weeks go on and we hear more and more about it, which isn't really that much we've been hearing about it, I am curious about what will come to fruition, if anything. There's been so many Friday the 13th projects that have started in the last several years that have fizzled before they even happened, and it's very possible, I wouldn't be surprised if that would happen with this, or if that ends up happening with this as well. But at any rate, I'm coming at you with the most recent bit of news regarding this supposed upcoming Peacock exclusive streaming series by the name of Crystal Lake. More or less late to the game on this news because I was, you know, down with a little bit of a spring cold for a couple weeks. It actually kind of kicked my butt a little bit, so I rarely get sick, but sometimes when I do, I really do get sick. I guess it's what happens as you get on in years or whatever. Sometimes it takes a better part of 2 weeks to kick the damn thing, so that's among other reasons, and winter just going on and on and on. Those are the reasons why I'm a little late to the game on this particular Crystal Lake series news development. Taking a look at the article from FridayThe13thFranchise.com, this was posted on March 30th of this year, 2023. Headline reads, Tom Savini looks to be joining Friday the 13th show Crystal Lake. There will be a lot of news announced for the Crystal Lake show in the next few months, with big surprises coming for actors involved, as well as who will be portraying certain characters in the Friday the 13th, this is what they're calling it, prequel series, with Adrienne King already announced as a legacy actor from the films joining the show. I don't know how that's happened because she died in the second film. We talked a little bit about that in a previous video. And Scream film writer Kevin Williamson involved creatively as well. We now seemingly have a new Friday the 13th alumni joining the mix. Crystal Lake showrunner Brian Fuller recently posted the photo below on his Twitter account with horror makeup effects legend Tom Savini. As our readers know, Tom worked on the original 1980 film Friday the 13th, as well as Friday the 13th, the final chapter. We do not have details on what his involvement will be on the show, but we hope he will be assisting with effects work, and better yet, perhaps gets himself a recurring role in the episodic telling of the beginning of the mayhem at Crystal Lake. So as with most of the news that has so far come out regarding the upcoming Crystal Lake streaming on Peacock series, is not a whole hell of a lot of news. One of the biggest things, I guess, in recent months or whatever was the, I guess, supposed casting of Adrienne King. I've talked about in a couple videos I made, you know, hypothesizing how she can return if she died in the beginning of the second film, and if they're just going to do the ignoring the second film, or at least that part of the second film, or if they're going to clone her a la Alien Resurrection, if it's going to be a dream a la whatever the hell movie I can't think of right now. I did a couple videos hypothesizing on how they can indeed bring Adrienne King back to the, you know, series. I mean, we're assuming it's not going to be a de-aging situation where she's going to be, you know, de-aged or whatever. Anyway, this you know, I guess this video is more about the recent development of Tom Savini's purported involvement to some extent in the series. Knowing our luck, it's just going to be a one frickin' cameo or some crap. I mean, I was under the assumption that many years ago he retired from the the makeup gore effects business and started a school, and that's what he was doing among other things or whatever. I would highly doubt that he's going to contribute in any makeup effects way to the series, although it would be really cool to have him create and sculpt and basically be behind. I mean, we can only assume that we're going to see like young Jason, as we kind of saw in the flashback in the very first film of him drowning and stuff, and the famous behind the scenes image of him touching up the black and white photo of him, or photos of him touching up Ari Lehman or whatever the hell his name is, first Jason as it were. So in best case scenario, he's coming back to like redo his young Jason makeup. Worst case scenario, he's just going to have a walk-on cameo, as he's been doing so much in the later years, doing acting bits and whatever, Quentin Tarantino or Robert Rodriguez movies or whatever the hell he's been doing little acting bits in. So as always, this video kind of went longer than intended, me just rambling on talking about this or that or whatever. But as you guys know, Friday the 13th being my favorite all-time film franchise, I can blab when anything Friday the 13th is brought up, or I start talking anything Friday the 13th. As always, feel free to let me know what you think about this news. Do you think he's gonna be picking up the old makeup, whatever the hell you want to call it, magic wand, and be doing some gore? I mean, one would think gore in a TV show nowadays would be pretty much just CG. Will he be, I think the coolest thing would be him doing as I said, the young makeup, or maybe, not just the young makeup young makeup, the makeup for young Jason, or possibly different iterations of Jason. That would be cool. I think that's the less likely scenario. I'd say he's probably just going to be some character, who the hell knows what it'd be so stupid if he was Crazy Ralph. He's probably older now than Walt Gorney was in the first couple films, so that wouldn't make sense. But yeah, feel free to hypothesize or think what the hell you think might be behind, or or at the back of this news, as they said in the older days. What's at the back of this news? But yeah, I guess that's pretty much does it for my rambling on this topic. Sorry to be late to the game on this news item. I was, taken ill with a spring cold, and I swear, I mean, I don't know why these simple colds are kicking my ass these days, but I guess that can happen as you get on in years. But anyway, I guess that pretty much does it. Anything we didn't cover in this video? Pretty much any ramblings I can ramble on. I guess that pretty much does it for this video. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, we'll catch you on the next video.